or is it 222, like we call shvarim, that which was a breaking sound, or is it a combination of shvarim and truah? But also we said that it has to be preceded by a tkiyah and followed by a tkiyah. We said that you have to have a tkiyah before, you have to have a tkiyah afterwards. Ralph, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Forgive me. All right, Ralph. Sorry about the computer situation.
No problem.
Now, so there's a tekiah. You have to have a tekiah before the truah and a tekiah after the truah. Correct? And the Gemara brought different sources for that teaching. Right? The Gemara brought that one person, one of the rabbis, learned out from Yom Kippur, because Yom Kippur also says the word truah, and Yom Kippur he expounded how Yom Kippur Yom Kippur of Yovel, right, Aaron? On the Yovel, in the year 50, after 7 Shmitot, on the year 50, you have to go in and sound the shofar on Yovel, and all the Jewish slaves go back, right? They go back free, and the Gemara, one opinion says we learn from Yovel, and by Yovel we see there's a tekiah before the truah and tekiah after the truah. So too by Rosh Hashana, there's also a tekiah, a straight blast called a pshuta before, and there's also a tekiah afterwards. That's what the Gemara said. Now, then the Gemara brought a different rabbi that he didn't get it from Yom Kippur. His supplier, let's talk a little business language, is a supplier. Who's your supplier for your goods? For the first opinion, supplier was Yom Kippur, supplied to me what I needed to know for Rosh Hashana. And the other rabbi said, no, my supply is not going to be Yom Kippur. I can't get it from Yom Kippur. I got to get it from somewhere else. He got it from the Midbar. As we found in the desert, right, Mr. Dave, we spoke about in the desert, there was the blowing. It was not done through a shofar. It was done through trumpets. It was also a blowing, also uses the word truah. It talks about tekiyah, talks about truah. We spoke about sometimes when the camps would travel, they would blow certain things, and when you want to gather the people of the Jewish people together, there's also a blowing. And we said yesterday, when you gather the people, there's only a tekiyah sound. It's only a straight sound. No, there's no crying, breaking sound. Unity deserves straight. But when it comes to traveling, when you're leaving, you're separating, people are leaving, then already we have to, and you have to, and there's more danger when you're leaving home, when you're going and traveling. You know, we say when we travel, we have something called Tfilat HaDerech, right? We say a prayer for the traveling. So there we already get a breaking sound, we said. And so again, the distributor or the wholesaler that distributed to the store, so one distributor was, the wholesaler was Yom Kippur that distributed to Rosh Hashana, and the other wholesaler was the desert, the blowing of the desert that distributed to Rosh Hashana, right? That's the language where, Aaron, I'm trying to talk business language, so it's more relatable for the business people. So that is the two things that the Gemara said. So now the Gemara says the following, 34a, 2. Shalosh truot nemru berosh Hashanah. We find, as a result of these two verses, we have 3 truot that need to be, that are counted, so to speak, for Rosh Hashanah, because 2, it says 2 from that are stated directly by Rosh Hashanah, and 1 that's stated by Yom Kippur. So Shalosh truot Rosh Hashanah, Shabbaton zichron truah. It says in the pasuk, it's a Shabbaton zichron truah. That's a pasuk by Rosh Hashanah, and it says Yom Truah, the day of crying sound, and also says Va'avarta shofar truah. This is a pasuk that's found by Yom Kippur of Yovel, that you have to pass through a shofar truah. And state kiyot l'chol achat v'achat. You have to have 2 tekiyot for each one. as we said, the example, we have the cream cheese in the middle, which is the trua, and we got the two slices of bread, one on top, one on bottom, which is the tekiah. So you have to have two tekiah. We said it's three sandwiches. Three sandwiches, we got six slices of bread, and we got three servings of cream cheese. So we got six kiot, six straight sounds, and we got three breaking sounds. So we got state tekiah. Nimses nimseid lemedim, but sinu lemedim. We able to learn shalosh truo, three breaking sounds. Mishesh kiot never Rosh Hashana. Yeah, and you have six kiot, six straight sounds by Rosh Hashanah. Shtayim midivrei Torah. So the Gemara is now saying, this opinion is saying that the blowing of the shofar, the biblical commandment of blowing of the shofar, is only two times you have to blow trua. That means you have to have a tekiah, morning, tekiah, trua, tekiah, tekiah, trua, tekiah, straight sound, breaking sound, straight sound, straight sound, breaking sound, straight sound. That is the biblical obligation, according to this opinion of shofar. And then we have one which is rabbinic. Now we know we hold, in actuality, there's three, on a Torah level, there's three servings of cream cheese. There's three breaking sounds on the Torah level. But this opinion seems to be saying that there is two that are minat Torah, and there's one that is rabbinic. Now, and the Gemara says, Shabbaton zichron trua, the verse that mentions Shabbaton zichron trua, and it also says Va'varta shofar trua, good morning, that it says about the shofar, these two verses that talk about trua, which is the crying sound that has to be said on Rosh Hashanah, those are medivrei Torah. That is a biblical requirement to blow a straight sound, a breaking sound, straight sound twice. But the pasuk Yom Truahu Lachem, but the pasuk that says Yom Truah, which is a third verse, which mentions the breaking sound, that's needed not to tell us that you have to go ahead and do the breaking sound. Rather, that's needed the Talmud Huba. That's needed to learn from the Midbar. We need it, like the Gemara said before, we need it for Gzeira Shaveh. We need it to teach us that the laws that apply to the desert apply to here. But this opinion said, how do we know that you have to go ahead and have a tekiah before and a tekiah after? We said we do a breaking sound, a crying sound, which is the trua sound, or two, the shvarim. But where do we know that from? They have to do that has to have a straight sound before and a straight sound afterwards. By Rosh Hashanah, the Torah never told us the idea of true tekiah. It never said you do a straight sound openly. So you have to derive it from somewhere else. We needed to derive it from what happened in the desert. When they blew in the desert, they blew always when you had a crying sound, it always had to be a straight sound preceding the crying sound and a straight sound following the crying sound. And like we said yesterday, you don't start off with a cry and you don't end with a cry. Start with a straight sound, which is a very positive sound. Straight represents God's kingship. Then you got to cry. You have the crying sound, which should be the idea, presumably is the idea your heart has to wake up and cry. And then the morning doctor, then we go to the straight sound. But since we use that word truah that said is to teach us, is used to compare it or to learn from the other truah. So since it's used, it's coming for that purpose. It's coming to teach us some details about the blowing. It's not coming to tell us that you need to blow a new blowing. then this word truah that's mentioned a third time is coming for some other purpose. It's not coming to tell us that you have to blow a breaking sound. It's coming to teach us that they have to go to learn to use it to compare to the truah that's written by the desert. So therefore, according to this, you have two times you have a requirement to have two breaking sounds. Each breaking sound has to be preceded by a straight sound and followed by a straight sound. And the fact that we do three times the set of straight, breaking it and the straight, that is rabbinic, doing it a third time, because we know on Rosh Hashanah, we have something called Malchiot. We talk about God's kingship. We have a special bracha in the Shemona Esrei and the Musaf of called Zichronot, where we talk about the different remembrances. Hashem remembers the binding of Yitzchak. Hashem remembers all different things, positive things for the Jewish people. So since we have extra brachot, as you know, the Musaf of Rosh Hashanah is the only Musaf that has 9 brachot. On Shabbat, we have Musaf. How many brachot we have on Musaf? 7. Shabbat, we have 7 brachot. But on Rosh Hashanah, we got 9. Because of the extra focus on shofrot versus things that talk about shofar, extra focus on zichronot. So therefore, the rabbi said, let us blow at each of those places. We're going to blow when we talk about kingship of Hashem, we'll blow when we talk about zichronot, we're going to blow when we talk about malchiot. And that combination of saying those verses together with the blowing will be a great merit for the Jewish community. I want to wish everyone a beautiful Shabbat. Good to see everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Ralph, have a great day, Ralph. Ralph, if you want to make up that minute that we lost in the middle, I'll give you that honor to do that. So I don't want to have it on my account that you missed a minute of learning. Yes, you got that? I would think, Ralph, you got that? I like that smile, Ralph. You too. Good class, David. Maybe the first week back, we'll come back and get them. Take care, Ralph. Okay. Mr. Hema, yeah. Good. Okay, very good. I'll bring up your code. I want to bring up your code.
Thank you. I'm good. You hear me again? Yeah, we're good. In the city? Yeah. Oh, in the city. Yeah, go on. So I go today. I pray here tonight. Morning. I can pray second no. You know what I'm coming here to the urban night. 7:30? Yeah, I like 7:30. I haven't done it yet. That's right. Right, 7:30. First, you get nice crowd. Second of all, it's nice. You get the day. You know, other day you don't get the day. Especially on Shabbat, that's like 4. Yeah. Don't get nervous if I walk out at E25. I'm going very fast already. It's just like I have to go to the gym. Okay, I'll finish for it. No, you got. Let me tell you something. I'm really enjoying actually the class. Yeah, I just wish my trainer would give me an extra 5 minutes. It's all good. My age, I need 5 minutes left. Yeah. Where you working out? I'm on. Oh, nice. Yeah. Hey, good morning, guys. Good. Good. We're breathing, you know? Breathing. Where, somebody says we are the vertical. We're horizontal. Well, horizontal. You work. See? Vertical, horizontal, correct.
I'm not again today. I'll be back.
You just talked to all that.
No, I'm going, my son's coming for prayer at 7:30. So I'm listening to reporting till the weekend. Anything besides, did we get into juice or the same story?
That's good though. I mean, what stories more or less? We're not getting into the tough part, yeah. So, it's all good. I'll do it again. How's fall with you?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
What about?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think you're on the right page.
Yeah.
Let's see what. Yeah, let's start it off.
You went to the next page.
You are on. No, wait, yeah, you're not only got 3 lines in the bottom.
Thank you. Right, no, meeting with professional.
Exactly. Yeah, this guy's gonna join us.
Yeah, I've been here all week.
The first week I'm not here.
Well, honey, listen, somebody's got to please.
I think that's exactly.
You know what
right.
it is, you know what it is.
I'll see you back on.
How's my cherry Nichols?
Back to Sheila's.
Yeah,
When we get together.
you tell me.
I'll get with the text.
Tell me. Yeah, it seems crazy. Crazy way on Wednesday. Let's say it's 30. I want to 30 years.
I want to see.
There's no
I want to-
cherry.
Yeah.
I was in bed by 1:30. I don't know, because it's staying for the wedding.
You stayed there?
Okay.
I'm on the wedding, I'm staying a
Well,
little.
talk. I'm gonna text you. Don't when I want to text you.
I won't play you off.
Thank you, both. Wait.
I'm gonna record this. I need someone to pick up. Is there coffee there now, right?
Very impressed by you. And I see that next, I'm telling you, I'm impressed. by you.
Come on.
You. Very impressed, very impressed.
See what he does.
It's surviving, yeah. Already with 3 lines at the bottom. You know, if I'm with that. You got it? Let me do it.
Recording?
Yeah, it's very easy. Swipe up.
Actually, I don't want. I don't want.
No, don't do that. No. No, what's that?
He know I'm not the.
No. Okay, let's go. 3 lines to the bottom, you know, if I'm with that. Now we're gonna discuss Calais. We discussed yesterday, we said that one of Miriam's blessings that she got